Alright guys, welcome to the next lesson. As you can see, we finally got the electric guitar now. I'm playing with a Gibson Les Paul through a Line 6 Flex Tone amp. I'm using like a high gain sort of distorted sound for like it's like a sort of like a lead sound setup. So I would probably try and match the sound pretty much to what I'm playing with. If you want to get the same sort of sound, or feel free to turn in your own stand and just play whatever you want with your electric guitar. Or don't forget that you can apply everything I'm doing here into acoustic guitar as well. And before we get started, I just want to say that if there's anything you want to learn in particular, like let's say you want to learn tapping, like if there's any particular technique you want to learn, or if there's like a specific song you want to learn, just let me know and I'll see if I can try and put a lesson in. So let's go ahead and get started. It's my third time actually recording this lesson, because every time, like the other two lessons I've made, or whatever, three, I sort of did it on the spot without really planning ahead of what I'm going to talk about. And I tried it for this lesson and it didn't turn out too well, so I actually wrote a little lesson plan for this. So let's see how this one turns out. First thing you want to do is get your hands warmed up, or your fingers. My fingers are pretty much warm right now, but and go all the way up the neck, and if you want you can go backwards. And so now that your fingers are warmed up, I'm going to start talking about some new stuff. So the first one is going to be hammer-ons and pull-offs. Hold on a second. Sorry. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is hammer-ons and pull-offs, which is I'm sure you've heard of it before. I'm not sure if you've seen it before. Basically what it is you're playing the note without picking it. So what you're going to do is you're going to first play one note, and then you're going to hammer onto the note with your finger hard into the fret, and it's going to make a sound. So it's going to look like this. So it's going to show like this. Alright, so and you can do it with any fingers pretty much. And pull off is sort of like the opposite of it. You're going to be playing on a note and you're going to pull off of it to make a sound without plucking. Alright, so like you might see like in a trill, it's going to be hammer on pull off like that. And basically what it lets you do is it gives you a different sound, as well as it normally lets you play faster than you can just trying to pick every note out. So let me give you a little drill to practice hammer-ons and pull-offs. What I like to do is first you want to practice every finger combination, so 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. So first I'm going to give you 1 to 2. These two first fingers. So you're going to start off on the 6th string. Alright, then you're going to go down the neck one string and go from the 5th string, first fret, down the 2nd fret, and then keep going down one string. Alright, once you're there, then you go backwards, back up the string. Alright, then you're going to switch the finger combination, so you're doing now 1 and 3, and you're hammering on. Now you got 1 and 2, 1 and 3, now let's do 1 and 4. So now you got that. Now you got all these combinations down. Now the only ones that remain is 2 and 3. So you can go here. Alright, so now you got that. Now the next combination is 2 and 4, so let's do that. Now the last one remaining is 3 and 4. This is actually probably the hardest one. Right, so that's pretty much the drill. And you want to just, do it nice and slow so you can get the technique down, don't speed through it. And the pull-off drill is basically the same thing, except instead of hammering on, you're doing pull-off. So you're going to be, first 1 and 2, you're going to be pulling on. Okay, so that's 1 and 2, then you go into 1 and 3. And you just go through the same combinations and just practice all those drills. Give me 1 second. So anyhow, so practice those drills. Hammer-ons and pulls are going to be extremely useful, especially later on when you're playing faster stuff like solos and stuff. You see a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. You want to make sure that you can be able to handle those. Okay, next in my lesson are string bending. So let's go over some string bending. I'm sure you've seen it before when people bend the note up or push a string up, and what it does is it makes the string tighter, increases the tension, makes the pitch go up, so it sounds like this. And you're gonna, you'll see a lot of this. You know what I mean? So basically what you're doing is, some people will put their thumb up here to give them like extra pushing power. I found that sort of annoying that you have to keep moving your thumb back and up in normal playing. So I keep my thumb pretty much where it normally is. If you find it easier to do that, you can do that if you want. I mean, just do whatever works for you. But basically what you're doing is, you're bending this string up. Let's say, just go to the 14th fret of the G string, so you're on the same note. And what you're basically doing is I'm using these 2 extra fingers to help just push that string up. And if you watch here. And the string on top of it are sort of slipping under my finger. I used to slip under those strings, but it normally creates like some extra noise, so now I do it over it, which is generally what most people do. So practice the string bending, and like I said, you want to use these extra fingers to help bend that string up. It'll actually bend a lot faster. So when you're bending that string, you always want to bend to a specific pitch. You're not just bending randomly. You know what I mean? It'll sound bad if you're just bending to a random note. Normally it'll say like in the tab or in the song how much you want to bend the note, whether it be like a half step, which would be to here. So you want to bend from here to here, or if you want to go a full step, which is from here to here. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you're always thinking about where you're bending to. And a good way to practice that, especially when I first started out, I didn't really know like how much I was supposed to bend that string, is first you play the note, then you play the note where you want it to bend to. So from here, a full step would be to here. So I want to bend to here. So I just use my ear and just push. So that sounds right about right. And I play it again. So I test it. So as you can see, it's off there. That's better. So you just practice. And you really just have to sit down and just get a feeling for how much you have to bend that. You know what I mean? You have to do that. I mean, there's no other way to do it. And just get a feel. I mean, don't do just on one string or one area on the neck. It's actually a little harder to bend down here, because it's closer to the nut here. So you might just practice that. You want to practice bending those notes. I remember when I was learning like a little Hendrix lick. And I used to hate that bend, right? Like, it was so close to the net, and it was hard to. So you just basically have to practice, and I got it now. So just practice the bends, and you have to get comfortable with them because you're going to see them all over the place. Alright, next thing. It's not on my lesson plan, but I just remembered it right now. It's probably string vibrato. I mean, I'm sure you'll hear it a lot, especially when they're and vibrato, what basically it is, it's like a slight fluctuation in the pitch of the string of the note. So you'll end, instead of just end with a little bit of vibrato. Hear it. So let's go over that. There's two different types of vibrato. Like the one that most people use is going to be, if you look at the string pitch, it's going to go up then back to normal, then up and back to normal. And there's the one where it's going down, then normal, then back up. So it's going to be like this, or just up, up, and up. So let's go over that. The one that's going just up and up and up is normally when you go here, you're going to play a note, and you're going to bend down, up and down like that. And the second one, I don't think most people use this, I'm not sure. But basically what you're doing is you're bending the string this way and this way, this way and this way, but you're not actually moving on the fret, you're just pushing pressure like that. So you're going to get this sound. You can hear the difference from that and this. I would just go ahead and practice both. And I like to bend down, it just seems more natural for me. Like some people will bend the string upwards like this. But for me, it just seems more natural to bend down. I can get a faster speed that way. It just seems more consistent. So just go ahead and practice that, and just add it to the end of whatever lick or whatever you're playing. So if I'm playing this, and just keep practicing it. Hold on, one second. Okay, so yeah, vibrato, bends, we've covered that now. So let's go to the next stuff. Okay, next thing I want to cover is the pentatonic scale. Now I know some of you guys, as soon as I said scale, you guys probably groaned. But you guys really have to practice this sort of thing. I know it sounds sort of boring, you know. Nobody wants to sit there and play scales over and over again. Everyone wants to play their favorite songs. But it really does help in the end, especially when you want to get faster at playing. So I'm going to teach you the basic pentatonic scale. I think most people start out with the A minor pentatonic scale, which is starting on the 5th fret of the low E string. So let's start there. I'm just going to give you the pattern. So it's going to start out on the tonic note, which is A. So you're going to start here, alright, and then you're going to go to the 4th fret up. So from here it would be the 8th fret, so 5, then you go down one string, and you're back on the 5th fret, and back up to, now you're up to the 7th fret. So let's look at that, so it's 5, 8, down one string, back to 5, now you're playing on 7, now down again one string, back to 5, and now to 7, then down another string, back to 5, and then 7, and now the last two strings are going to be the same. It's going to be 5, 8, 5, 8. Sorry. So okay, yeah. So what was it? Okay, so what it is basically the first string is going to be 1, 5, 1, 8, 5, 8. All right. The next couple strings, the next 3 strings are going to be 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, and then the last 2 strings are 5, 8, 5, 8. So it's going to sound like this. Yeah, so go ahead and practice that, and you can actually use it as sort of like a drill to practice hammer-ons and pull-offs too. So you can, you know, 1, our next topic, which is improvisation. I think it's a really good thing to practice improvisation a lot, so you don't have to rely on just reading notes, and you can sort of, become an actual musician and write your own music on the spot. So I think pentatonic scale is really useful for starting out in improvisation because it's pretty simple. There aren't a lot of notes, and if you're playing the right scale, it'll sound pretty much good no matter what you play. So let me give you like an example. Like, say I'm playing E minor. Let's say that little Jimi Hendrix riff I was playing before. Right, so that's an E minor. So I'm going to play in the simple E minor pentatonic scale, which is the same scale that you learned in the same shape, but you're going to move that first finger up to the 12th fret. So now you're up here. So now you're playing there. So if someone were playing this background, I had to play something, make it up on the spot, improvise over it. I mean, you can just stay in that scale and just mess around. So, like, even if you just play up the scale. You get my point there. It sounds good over that, and it's because it's in the same scale, same key. So it's a good time to just improvise. So just have fun with it, make it up. Just record, maybe record put it on loop, leave it in the background, or just have a friend keep playing E minor. Just have fun with it. Just be creative with it, and just. And make up some of your own licks, or steal some from other songs. Like this little lick's very popular. So like a bluesy sound. What it is basically you're starting on the 14th fret here, and you're bending up, and coming back to bending again, and then you're playing the 12th fret, and then the 14th fret of the 4th string, right there. So you're bending the G note on the 14th fret up. So it's a nice way to end the lick. So if you're starting here, go ahead and make up some of your own licks. Whatever sounds good, like I don't know, something. There's something simple. I might like it. And just join licks together, have some fun with it, just play, and it's really good to just practice improvisation. And it's a good time to practice, some advanced techniques like the bends, or hammer-ons and pull-offs. Practice the vibrato, and just practice, what you've learned so far. So I think that's pretty much my lesson for right now. I didn't cover too much, but hopefully the next one will be a little bit longer, and hopefully you just have something new to learn. Alright, see you later.